So what's my acne story? I feel like I talk about it a lot. And then I talk to people and they remind me that I don't because they don't know it. So I wanted to share my acne story with you today. Okay, let's go. I'm Jill Therese, and after 15 years of acne struggles, I finally cleared my skin naturally and created my acne clearing program, The Clear Code, to help you do the same. 6.5 years and thousands of clients later, I've made it my life's work to get you clear skin without pills, creams, and/or crazy hormones. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. Where should we begin? This is really going to be a story. A lot of my videos are more like DIY, how-to, very scientific, and I wanted to just give you a glimpse into what happened for me and why I'm here, because I feel like that's interesting, hopefully, fingers crossed. It all began when I got my period when I was 9, and even as I start talking about that, I'm like, oh, Jill, you shouldn't disclose that information, it's so personal. It's only personal because periods and menstrual cycles for women are a taboo topic. I think that's changing with so many things and with the work of amazing, powerful, wonderful women who talk about the power of your period. So yeah. I got my period when I was 9. And my acne, I would say it waited a little bit to catch up. And I would say around 12, I started to get really bad breakouts. And I remember going to the doctor. It was a male doctor. He was probably in his 40s, and I was like 12, right? So I didn't know what the frick. I barely knew my name, let's be real. So when I went, he immediately prescribed me doxycycline, an antibiotic, immediately for my skin, which looking back on it now is crazy. And of course I took it though. I was 12. I was almost a teenager. I was in middle school. I didn't want acne all over my face. So I took doxycycline. I probably did that for like maybe 2 or 3 years. And then I think the doctor, because it was great when I was on my skin was great when I was on the antibiotics, but it was kind of bad when I went off. And then in longer conversations with them, they just were like, this isn't sustainable long term. You can't be on doxycycline or monocycline, which I think I switched between the two often forever. So then we discussed a hormonal birth control pill. I think I started that maybe like 15 or 16, and my skin got better. Throughout all this time period, from maybe 12 to 21-ish, I tried everything. So I'd be like on the pill and my skin would be okay, but not perfect. And so I'd order Proactive, or I'd order Retin-A, or I'd go to get Retin-A from the doctor. I'd get different gel. I tried every possible over-the-counter cream you could imagine. All the clean and clears, all the salicylic acids, all the benzoyl peroxides, like you name it, I tried it. I would say with most of the antibiotic-based items, so like the Proactives, the benzoyl peroxides, the salicylic acids, it would work great for about 3 months, and then it would stop. And question for you, have you had that happen with topicals, where it works great to start and then it stops? Comment below if yes, because that's key. Usually the reason that happens, I know now, is because the antibiotics, the bacteria on your face becomes kind of antibiotic resistant to whatever formulation that is. And so then you start breaking out again. So that would happen. I would find a product that I loved and I'd be like, and I remember Proactive worked for maybe a little bit longer, like 6 to 12 months even. I was so excited. And then it just stopped. Every time I'd go to the dermatologist, and my mom, who is actually kind of like hip to the holistic stuff, even back in the 90s when this was, would say, oh, we have a lot of diabetes in our family, Jill. You need to stop eating so much sugar. You're super constipated, Jill. When was the last time I went to the bathroom? And I'd be like, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago? So bad. I was super constipated all the time, which is from the antibiotics. And nothing ever really worked. So then fast forward to, but it like would work in cycles. And also where my acne was really different. I would have it on my cheeks at some point. I would have it on my forehead at another point, my nose, my jawline. I had a lot of chest, knee at certain points. It would really shift, which was interesting to me. Now I know more about it, but I didn't get it at the time. So then when I was about 21, 22, I started to learn a little bit more about the birth control pill. I was still on it and I wanted to get off. But I was super freaked out that my skin was going to freak out. But I did it anyways. I got off. And I was on one of like the orthotricycline lows or orthotricycline. I was on one of those. And I got off. And my skin, of course, freaked out. And I think I waited 3 to 6 months trying to see if it would calm down. Of course it didn't. And so then I went and the doctor, because with the birth control pills, the hormonal birth control pills too, I had a lot of kind of mood swings. I had gained a lot of weight, probably about 15 to 20 pounds on the estrogen-based hormonal pills. I hated that. And my boobs were really sore a lot. I got really bad PMS and I had really bad mood swings, like scary bad. Like, you know something is up bad. So I went to the doctor when I was like probably 22, 23, after I had gone off the estrogen-focused pills, and I was like, I need something else for my skin. I can't live like this. And she said, why don't you try Yaz, which is a progesterone-based pill. It's a different hormone. So I thought, I'll give it a go. Within the first month, I had gained 15 pounds. My boobs grew at least a solid 1.5 cups, 2 cup sizes in a month, which sounds like cool, but it was not. Also, that's not natural. I like my body the way it is. My skin was just the same. And I remember calling the dermatologist and talking to her about it and saying, yo, Houston, we have a problem. And her response was, oh, don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. It'll even out. And I remember just knowing that something was up and that it was not going to even out. Like, my body was not going to calm down. It was not going to work for this. So then I decided I'm done with hormonal birth control pills. I don't care what it means. If I literally have to live in a body that is not mine or a mind that is not mine, this is not going to work for me. So that was like probably 23, 24 years old. And around that time, I was training to become a fitness instructor, and I was also working as an actress in New York and also in theaters around the country. So this is the moment. So take it all in with me. So I had basically at around, like 24, 25 years old, I had been struggling with acne for 15 years. My diet was also real bad. Like in high school, I would have a bagel when I woke up. For lunch, I'd have like pizza. And for dinner, before theater practice, I would go get 2 chili dogs, Doritos, Skittles, and a Dr. Pepper. This is not my parents' fault. My mom, like I said, was really interested in health and wellness, and I just was a rebellious, ridiculous teenager. But I kind of continued that eating pattern. I just really didn't think that food had that much to do with my life. Because that's what I had been taught, and every single time I went to the dermatologist's office, I said, do you think what I'm eating could be bothering my skin? My mom would tell me to do that. And they would always brush me off. Always, 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 always. So I just assumed it had nothing to do with my skin. So I'm about 25 years old, and I'm working at a theater in New Hampshire. And the way the stage was, I was in this play, and I had a big role. And the way the stage was set up was like, it was kind of like on this big angle. And so at the top of the stage, just work with me, the very back top of the stage, you were really kind of high and far away from the audience, right? And at the very bottom of the stage, you were actually like right next to the audience and or like a teeny bit higher than them, so they'd be looking up at you a teeny bit. And because I was an actress, I was also teaching fitness part-time. That was kind of like what I did to make money when I wasn't working in theater. And so I was training to become a fitness instructor, and I had gone through a really rigorous training schedule right before this contract for my theater thing. And it had left me with crazy forehead texture. Like at the end of that kind of training period, it was a 2-week-long intense physical workout period. Crazy forehead texture, and then also crazy cystic acne along my jawline. And I was seeing a boy at the time, and he was coming to see me in this play. And all I could think about, because this is what you do when you have acne, as you know, all I could think about was, I'm going to be on stage acting, and this guy, once I get to the end of the stage and I'm doing my thing, this guy is going to be sitting in the front row because I knew where he was sitting, and he's just going to be looking up at me, and he's going to be looking at all my cysts on my jawline. The things we tell ourselves, I know. First of all, that is not what I should have been thinking about. I should have been worrying about my performance and my existence in the world, and instead I'm worrying about what this boy is thinking about my skin. That's a different topic. But second of all, like, that is how present it was in my mind. That's how much it drove me insane, was I couldn't even think about my performance. I was so worried about him looking at my skin. Crazy. So I had health insurance at the time that allowed me to go anywhere. So I get an appointment with this woman, and she's maybe only about 10 years older than me. I can just tell by her profile and everything. And I think to myself, she's going to get it. Sorry, my nose is itching. She's going to understand why I'm breaking out. She's going to understand the horrible impact this has had on my self-esteem. She's going to get it. So I go on one of my days when I'm, not working during the day, I'm not rehearsing anymore, and I go to this appointment, and I am pumped. I'm like, this is going to be the last one. I can feel it. And, sorry, my nose is itching. I go to her office. I remember it so well. I could even tell you how the office was laid out, and this was 10 years ago now. I go to her office, and they made me change into one of those, like, paper gowns, even though all my acne was on my face. So I was freezing, and I was sitting in the office, and I was cold, but I was so excited. I'm going over everything I've tried in my head. I'm like, I'm going to tell you this and this and this. And I had seen that she had done some very specific work with acne, so I thought, okay, she's going to really get it. So she comes in, and I'm so excited. I'm like, listen, hi, I tried this, I tried this. What do you think? What else could we do? I know there's got to be other options. I know this is your specialty. I also know that you're going to get it. And she barely listened to me, didn't even really let me finish my story. And before I was done, she turned around, started washing her hands in the sink, and she just said, like, really absentmindedly over her shoulder, she was like, I don't know what else to tell you, Jill. You've tried everything. We have this, like, $500 light treatment that may or may not work, but I don't know what else to tell you. And that's what I did. But more dramatic. I can be dramatic sometimes. It was so devastating. Number one, her dismissiveness, which I had experienced at every dermatologist, because acne isn't something really horrible, thank goodness, the doctors just don't really care, but it impacts your self-esteem so freaking much, and no one ever cared. No one ever cared. And she definitely didn't care. And to hear this kind of random treatment thrown around, again, $500, that was a lot of money 10 years ago. It's a lot of money now. You asked me to spend $500 on something. That's a lot of money. So I said no. I got pissed. I got really pissed. I was like, no. I think I was like kind of polite when I was leaving, but I was very short. And I remember there was a gravel like driveway to pull up into her office, and I like peeled out of the driveway and I sent all this gravel spewing behind me. So dramatic. I remember the drive home because I was just crying. And I just was going over everything I've tried. Everything I've tried. I was just like, all these things have been 15 years. I'm 25. I'm not in puberty anymore. No one I know has acne anymore. This cannot be my life anymore. And so I just kept going over and over again what she had said, which was, you've tried everything. I don't know what else to tell you. You've tried everything. I don't know what else to tell you. And in this like Oprah flash of genius aha moment, all the stuff that I had been studying about fitness, remember I said I was training to become a fitness instructor, plus what she said, plus, remember I said my acne had changed throughout my life, like where it was on my face, plus my really bad diet, it like all came together in my mind. And I realized that I had tried everything but food. And so, and really in the car, through my tears, I thought, that's it. That's the thing that I haven't tried. That's going to fix it. And so I went home, and I remember it so well, and it was 10 years ago. I had all these like creams and pills and all this crazy stuff that you buy that you hate, that doesn't work, or makes your skin burn or peel or does nothing. It was on this countertop, and there was a trash can. I literally like swept it off the countertop into the trash. And I was like, I'm done with you because you don't freaking work anyways. And because I had that time during the day, I set about on a quest. And I thought, I'm going to heal my acne naturally from the inside out because it's the only thing I haven't tried. My diet's pretty poor. I know I have a family history of certain things. It has to be linked. And so I went on the internet. Again, 10 years ago, the internet was different, so it wasn't as crowded. And I found things that kind of blew my mind. And I'll link to some of the studies below. I have them on my website too. But Dr. Lorraine Cordain was one of them. He had studied, I'm not going to talk about the specifics because I don't want to get them wrong, but he had studied populations around the world that didn't have any acne. And it was like the whole world opened up. And number one, I was pissed because I was like, there's information about the link between diet and acne, and it just isn't given, it just wasn't given to me for some reason, number one, so I was pissed. And then number two, I thought, are you freaking kidding me? Food? Food could fix this. And so I spent the next probably like month completely inundated in research online and just in textbooks, really, not Google, not YouTube, not Instagram, textbooks. And I put together a plan, a 30-day food plan to heal my acne naturally. And again, remember, because I was working at night, I had time to create meals throughout the day, to research. Like, I really only had to prep for dinner, but the rest I could kind of go throughout the day and really feed myself and nourish myself from the inside out. And so I put together a really specific plan that has now become the basis for the plan for my program, The Clear Code. And I followed this really specific plan to clear my skin naturally from the inside out for 30 days. And 30 days later, my skin was completely clear. And it has been ever since. And that was 10 years ago now. Yeah. Freaking awesome. The reason I love sharing this story because, number one, it is still not common knowledge that diet impacts your skin, and that is crazy to me. I like to use my hands. Number one. Number two, there's so many different ways that you can heal. There's so many different options. But if you feel like you want to heal your acne naturally from the inside out, and you want healing your skin naturally to be part of a larger healing process for your body and your skin, that is possible for you. And I really want you to hear that, because a lot of times people come to me and they say, I just want a lot of healing, whole body healing in many different ways. And this is just one piece. And that is fantastic and exactly what I love, because honestly, even though I had acne for 15 years and it drove me absolutely insane, it was a blessing, because it brought me to such a greater understanding of body, mind, soul, food, nutrition, how they all interact. They're all freaking linked. So much in our kind of medical system. It's wonderful and amazing. And then there are a lot of things that kind of just, especially with acne, for example, it's almost like they feel like they can take out a piece of your body, fix it quickly, and then put it back in and everything is fine. So for example, like when they give you antibiotics, that's technically going into your stomach and your gut, and that does impact your skin, but what are the other impacts that that's having on your body? Because antibiotics impact your whole body on a systemic level. If you want to heal your acne naturally with food, if you've been drawn to healing your acne naturally with food, I want to tell you, number one, it's very, 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 very possible for you to do that. And number two, if you want my help, if you want to learn more, you can do two things. I have an acne personality quiz that, again, is based on now 7 years of working with people to heal their acne naturally. You can grab that via the link below and just download. From there, you'll take a root triggers quiz, and then you'll download 3 action steps and 3 recipes you can try to start to heal your acne naturally. And or you can apply to join me in my program, The Clear Code, where we help people heal their acne naturally. And it's truly the foundation of that program is what I did 10 years ago. There's a lot more that's been added because I've been working with people to heal their acne naturally for 7 years now. If you've been scouring the internet and you feel like you are about to lose your freaking mind, you know there's a deeper root cause. So many things in your life have kind of led you to understand that what you're doing from a food and or internal perspective is impacting your skin. Please trust that intuition. It's most likely spot on, and I really just want to encourage you with my story to seek out the healing modality that works best for you. Because it might not be food, it might be something else, but if you want to heal your acne naturally with food, it is very possible for you. And I have hundreds of clients that have done it, and myself. I haven't had acne in 10 years, really. So that's my story. It's kind of longer than normal, but I hope it's been interesting and gives you kind of insight into what I do and why I do it. So in short, if you've always wondered about the link between food and your acne, trust your gut. And also join us in our private Facebook group. There are hundreds of people struggling with acne and issues just exactly the way you are, and we'd love to support you. So find the link to join us there below for that. And also make sure you like this video, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified when I post a new one. And also share this with anyone who you know is kind of wondering about the link between food and their skin, because it's big, it's real, and I would love to help. Okay, talk soon.